The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, is a place of grand elegance. Its white colonial architecture surrounded by towering mountain peaks. But beneath its beauty lies a chilling secret. Room 217, an ordinary hotel suite by day. But when darkness falls, it transforms into something far more sinister. The story begins in 1911, during a violent thunderstorm that rolled over the Rockies. Elizabeth Wilson, the head housekeeper of the Stanley Hotel, was tending to room 217. Unbeknownst to her, a gas leak had filled the room. She lit a lamp, the gas ignited, triggering an explosion so powerful that it tore through the entire second floor. Wood splintered, glass shattered, and flames roared through the hall. Miraculously, Elizabeth survived, though she was thrown through the floor into the ballroom below. Her recovery was swift, but whispers began circulating. Some said she never truly left. It started with small things: lights flickering, doors locking and unlocking on their own, and shadows moving where no one stood. But it was in room 217 where her presence was felt the strongest. Male guests would often wake to find their luggage packed and their shoes neatly lined up by the door acts of kindness from a spirit still performing her duties. The real terror came at night. Guests reported hearing footsteps pacing the length of the room, soft whispers from the corners, and the unmistakable sensation of someone sitting at the edge of the bed watching. One visitor, staying alone, awoke to see a woman dressed in early 1900s attire standing at the foot of the bed, her eyes locked onto his. She did not move, did not speak. She simply watched, fading away only when the lights were switched on. Word of the haunting spread, and paranormal investigators descended upon the Stanley Hotel. Eager to catch a glimpse of the spirit of Elizabeth Wilson, EVP recordings captured chilling whispers. Cold spots moved unpredictably across the room, and electromagnetic field detectors spiked wildly, even when all electronic devices were turned off. One recording picked up a faint voice repeating, "Not finished. Not finished." It wasn't just Elizabeth that lingered. Guests spoke of seeing shadowy figures standing by the window, staring out into the mountains as if waiting for something or someone. Some reported hearing a child's laughter, echoing through the hallways late at night, though no children were booked at the hotel. Housekeepers, too, began to refuse to clean room 217 alone, citing whispers in their ears and the sensation of unseen hands brushing their shoulders. Even famed author Stephen King wasn't immune to its grip. His one-night stay in room 217 inspired his best-selling novel, The Shining, a story of madness, ghosts, and the darkness that lingers in forgotten places. King described eerie visions and unsettling noises during his stay-on experience that left him both inspired and deeply disturbed. The staff at the Stanley Hotel embraced the legend, turning room 217 into their most requested suite. Some guests stay out of curiosity, others out of disbelief, but many leave before the night is over. One couple, visiting on their honeymoon, checked out before dawn, pale and shaken. They refused to share what happened, only muttering that someone else was in the room with them, whispering their names as they slept. Skeptics have tried to explain the phenomenal pipes creaking wood, drafts from the mountains, but those who have spent the night know better. They speak of voices that cannot be silenced, footsteps that cannot be explained, and shadows that do not disappear. To this day, room 217 remains the most feared and most requested room at the Stanley Hotel. Its secrets are buried deep in its walls, whispering to those who dare to listen. For some, it's just a story. For others, it's a nightmare that never ends. If you want more real horror stories, unsolved mysteries, and chilling encounters, subscribe to the Gloom Zone, because in the darkest corners of history, the answers are often more terrifying than the questions.